Yeah, speaking of offerings, do you have any advice for those who maybe haven't done an offering yet as to what they could offer to such a creature?
Interesting. A lot of the stories, because we don't have generally sheep or fair maidens to leave us off these days.
Here's my sister.
Take her.
Yeah.
A lot of the stories talk about milk, which I find quite bizarre for an enormous dragon. Quite a lot of the stories they'll start off appeasing the dragon by literally filling bathtubs or, huge containers with milk and leaving that out for the dragon. I wonder if the connection, apparently snakes like milk, and I wonder whether there's a connection there with a lot of the dragons are in snake worm-like form. So I wonder whether someone's hooked onto the idea of that. Mine's not that happy with milk. He quite likes a whiskey or something a little bit more alcoholic than milk. It will depend on the dragon. It will depend on their culture, their element, the type of dragon that they are. But usually, if you're unsure, ask, and you'll get an idea of what to leave for them. They like sparkly things. I mean, hoards. They like coins. They like sparkly things. They like food. They like drink. So trust your intuition on it.
So you'd say that one connecting thing between fiction, mythology, and offerings is they do in fact actually quite like having sparkly things, a hoard, a sort of treasure and that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's different types of dragons, but you'll find the ones, generally the long snake type ones, wind themselves around mountains, and usually there's treasure in that mountain. That's why they wind themselves around it. And you'll find a lot of folklore. If you look in your local area, there are mountains that will have the name dragon, drake, drakon, some variation of the word. There'll be a myth there that there's treasure in the mountain, there's treasure in the hill, and a dragon guards it.
So another question, at risk of offending said dragons, in The Hobbit, it's typically because the dragon is greedy. Would you say in reality it's because a dragon is greedy that they like the shiny things, or is that just something we can't know, that's more of a unknown about them as to why they do enjoy treasure and gold?
I think it is a part of their personality that perhaps it's the protection that comes into it as well for some part of it.
I mean, money in a sense is protection in life against, you can eat if you have money, for example. If you don't have it, you struggle to eat.
Yeah, it's a necessity these days, isn't it? You have to have money. I think it is perhaps about protection. It is perhaps about wanting better things in life. I don't know. I think protection is the key for me, but I think it is also reflective of, there is greed there. They are ancient creatures, and do they like humans? Probably not very much, because we damaged the planet. We've wiped them out, basically. Most of the other world have all been sort of shoved out of the way. So I think there's probably a part of that as well, that I'm keeping this because I don't want you humans to have it, because you don't deserve it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess there's also an aspirational aspect as well to giving treasure as well, because treasure is also desired by people. So if dragons have a lot of treasure, they then become a symbol of aspiration.
Yeah.
Could I become the dragon in the mountain with the gold?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of psychology in it. I think there's a lot of looking at yourself, reflection of how the dragons act. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I guess that ties back into how they influence you and your personality as well.
Yeah. My dragon has no gold. Sadly.